Steph, tough start of the season. What did you make of the game?
Yeah, I think probably first half we give them a little bit more credit than they deserved in terms of us getting behind the ball. That was just with them being new in the league, an opportunity for us to see what they were about and see what threats they had, which unfortunately we've conceded from. I think it was a silly goal to concede from. It's one where it's dropped outside the box and no one's actually going to press it, which the mindset that our players are in, they should be flinging themselves in front of that, trying to block the shot, and they haven't. And to be fair, she's picked a spot and she's found the back of the net. But second half, much better. I think we had a bit about us today which we've lacked in pre-season. We looked like we wanted it. We looked like we wanted to win, which is nice to see. But unfortunately, we've still lost the game. I think the penalty. Look, I'm not one to argue about the ref, but I think it's an awful decision. I think there was a lot of decisions within the game that he got wrong, which it does affect the game. I think the game was very slow. He's took time getting throw-ins and stuff out when we're kind of pushing on to get the goal. He's allowed Wolves to kill the game a little bit, which is frustrating. But do you know what? We move on to next week. It's a season where the games keep coming, so lots to take into next week and hopefully get a better result against Huddersfield.
One of the discussion points would be potentially Alicia put the ball in the back of the net. It was ruled out for handball.
Yeah.
Debatable in the stands. Was it debatable in the dugout?
Look, it hit hand. Like I was stood right next to it. It has hit hand. And did she deliberately put hand out? Possibly. I think only she can decide that. But it got ruled out at the end of the day, and regardless of whether it was or wasn't handball, that's what he's ruled it as, and it's not a goal. But I think one of the most frustrating things today is I don't think we actually had a clear shot on goal. And I think that's really frustrating because especially in this league and us as a squad, we're much better than that, and to play 90 minutes and go away without getting a clear cut chance is really disappointing, and something we obviously need to work on next week.
Where do you think that come from, the lack of shots on target? Or I think we had one or two, but obviously you'd prefer more. Where do you think that come from, and how can we improve on it?
We just struggled to sustain possession. I think out of possession, our shape and stuff, we done really well. We were difficult to break down. They found it hard in the second half, and we looked like a tough team to beat. But then when we did win the ball back, that change over of possession, we weren't getting control of it, or we were forcing a pass or putting it in areas where we're going to struggle. We're not the biggest team in the world, they're a big physical team. Balls in behind and in the air, they were always going to win, and I think if we could manage to keep the ball and retain the ball a little bit better, we would have created more opportunities and stretched them a little bit, but we struggled to do that today.
I think one of the big positives was the girls never gave up. Right up until the 93rd, 94th minute, there was plenty of energy and enthusiasm in there, which you would definitely hope at the very least. But it's a positive to take into next week that the girls kept on running and working for each other, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think we've got a squad that will work hard for each other. They'll work hard for us as staff until the end, and they'll graft. But unfortunately, in the league we're in, we need to get points as well, and that mentality only takes you so far. So we need that little bit of quality moving forward. Look, Wolves are a good side. They're a strong side. I think they'll be in and around it in our league, but I think it's a game today where we could have took more from it, and in places we were a much better side and probably should have created more opportunities. But yeah, some good stuff to take into next week. But like I say, that's the beauty of our season. We've got another game next week that hopefully we can get a result.
And when we talk about this league, and you're saying that results are really important, I think just to kind of touch on that, I think playing a newly promoted side that haven't lost in a while on the first day of the season at their own ground is sometimes difficult when fans are back in. On the flip side, we could maybe take a leaf out of their book, and we've got 2 home games coming up against sides that, West Brom didn't get the best result today. You've got to be looking at the next 2 games and hoping for 6 points. Yeah,
100%. Look, everyone wants to be at home. I think something went out on social media, the amount of places we have to travel to is really big. Look, we've had a long journey today. That's not a reason for us to get beat in the game, because we know that's what comes with our league. But having a home game, so obviously we can be more prepared. We haven't sat on a bus for 4 hours and travelled down to a game. So yeah, I think the next 2 weeks are definitely some positives, and I think the next 3 games that we've got are definitely games that we can take something from if we play right and we have the right mentality.
Perfect. Thanks, Steph.
No problems.